Be careful. Brightside Masks RPG contains content that is not suitable for younger audiences and might be triggering to some, including strong language, death and or dying, scarification, depictions of illness, mention of drugs, and experimentation. Please be well and do enjoy the show. We're gonna start off at
maybe.
Sam's lovely, lovely warehouse.
For a second, I thought you said sands, as in like Undertale.
No!
I'm like,
Listen, not here, no!
Oh
Sorry. Can't help
You're
myself.
not sorry. Anyways,
Oh, the cats.
we arrive here.
all the
Yes,
cats.
look at all the
Just
cats.
all the cats.
Yeah. Sam's warehouse, located on the shiftiest, shadiest corner of Halcyon Bay. Wonderful.
Wunderbar.
So, Sam, you've arranged to meet up with Mus'Jio after the events at R.E.E.F. You probably realize that, like, he pretty much predicted the future. He knew, like, the whole catastrophe.
Catastrophe.
I get it. But more specifically, he predicted something with the Tarquin happening, and you want answers. You need answers. And so here comes this lumbering beast. So he follows your instructions that you gave him probably when you guys were in the courtyard earlier on in the school day, and he like, leaps up to the roof in one go. Yeah, from what you can gather, he's got superpowers of some sort. It's very monster-like.
Oh?
Like, the way that he moves, he sort of gets on all fours and, like, crawls across the ceiling
Yeah.
and, like, peers through. Your entryway reminds me of home, Samuel Curtis. I like it. And he, like, sort of hops down into the pile of pillows and, like, clothes and all that junk you've scavenged from the trash like a goblin. Oh? He pauses when he catches sight of, like, one of the, like, million cats you own, and his tail, like, starts to, like, go back and forth happily behind him, and he's like, oh, look at the little ones! Oh, this is perhaps the first time I've seen a cat in person.
Yeah. Do you want to hold one?
Oh, can I hold one, may I? May I please?
You can. I pick up one cat to him. It's a nice kitten.
It's so warm.
Very cuddly.
And soft. Little creature. The cat's like wiggling out of its arms after being held for like a little bit, and it's like, let me go. You know, as cats are wont to do. Mus'Jio sets him back down, and it just like starts rubbing against his leg, and Mus'Jio's he's just melting. He's just, you have so many cats.
I do, and I try. I do my best to try and find them homes and whatnot. I go through their memories and I find out, you know, everything I can about them, whether they've, you know, come from a home and their owners are maybe looking for them, or if they were abandoned, and you know, if they've been hurt or what have you. And I try and do my best to find them homes, and whatever money I make selling the cats, I put back into getting more stuff for the cats, like kitty litter and food and whatnot. And so if you're looking to take a cat, you
Take
can,
one?
but I will only let you take a cat if you tell me what I need to know. Because I
Mus'Jio
am
contemplates for a moment.
curious. You seem to know more about me than, admittedly, I feel you should. And I need a bit of an explanation as to how and why you know about me and how much exactly you know about the Tarquin.
Makes his way over to this crate and like sits on top, perched in a like a meditation pose, and he like sits there for like probably an uncomfortable amount of time before he's finally just like, I am certain it shall be fine for you to know this early on. Yes, I can only hope that. Samuel Curtis, there is no simple way to put it. I am not from this time.
Okay.
I am a time traveler from planet Novali.
That wasn't the question I asked you, though. And I'm just walk slowly closer. I need to know if you're on my side or if you're against me.
Oh, man. Mus'Jio looks like he's taken aback from just, like, your tone alone. He's an alien, so he's not, like, really good at communication, but... Oh, God, your voice... yeah, your voice just felt like a threat, and he's like, I do not appreciate your hostility, but I suppose I understand it. I am just glad the Tarquin is still in your possession. My mornings must have proven to be worth the trouble, yes? He's moving uncomfortably, like, he's fidgeting with, like, his hands and his fingers. He's, like, tracing over all the scars he has on his hands and is struggling. Like, he can't look at you in the eyes, and he's just kind of rambling on. To put it simply, I am on your side, absolutely. Why else would I give you the knowledge of your possible future if not to protect you? Samuel Curtis, in another time. My time. Things did not go well. He's shaking. Like, he's visibly shaking. Like, he's trying so hard to deliver this information to you, but he's just very anxious.
Trying to decide whether I want to comfort him because he's shaking, or if I want to continue just asking questions.
You called him here to get answers, so I mean, you could pierce the mask. That's my suggestion.
True.
Roll mundane. Roll to
Well, there it
pierce
is.
the alien
All right,
boy's
so
mask.
we'll roll for pierce the mask. Oh,
Nice.
yeah, there we go.
That's a hit. That's an 8. Excellent.
What do you intend to do?
Okay, interesting choice.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna ask.
So, Mus'Jio intends on preventing a terrible future. The terrible future that he's from. He's the harbinger. It's his job. It's his goal to make sure the world doesn't end, basically. But there's a catch. He's got amnesia. Yeah. He's having a lot of trouble remembering, like, exact details from the future he was sent back from. Like, he knows it's bad, but, like, some details? He has, like, some details, but not a whole lot to work with at the moment.
Cool. So if I were to, like, theoretically ask him the question of, like, how much of said future can you tell me? Does that require me to also roll another, like, pierce the mask?
That would be a roll on Mus'Jio's part, actually.
Okay.
And I have to see, like, how much he would remember, actually. there's like, actual dice mechanics for rolling memories, and he could do that. I'm sure he'd tell you at this point, because, well, A, you've got him cornered, and B, he doesn't want that future to happen again, so...
If I were to, theoretically, unleash my powers, because I do have the ability to, like, manipulate memories.
Oh!
Would that be, like, to, like, add as, like, a bonus onto him in order to connect the dots? Or would that be something, like, that would, like,
oh,
hurt
damn!
him?
Okay, so that would be, like, a thing of, like, yeah, roll freak, and let's see if you can sort of help him remember something about the future.
But I probably do, like, tell him I'm going to try, and I don't just, like, you know, go touch his head kind of thing. Like, I let him know.
Yeah,
I
I would hope so.
Kind of, like...
So, oh my god, yeah, no, go for it, yeah. Take that, -1 since you're dealing with, like, some pretty severe amnesia, and you probably have not come across something like this before with your powers yet. Oh, shit.
So what bad thing happens at this point?
Well...
comes
the music. So, Mus'Jio was already pretty nervous before, and then you reach out and warn him, like, hey, I'm gonna do a thing to help you. And before he can, like, rebuttal and be like, no, wait, stop, what are you doing? You basically have already done it. So, he, like, quickly, like, very creature-like, like, gets on the floor, and hops down in, like, a defensive, like, crouch with his hands out, ready to, like, literally throw them at you. He's gonna throw hands, man. He's like, you cannot enter my mind. Not with the Tarquin. The Tarquin cannot know of this knowledge. or all of my efforts will be turned to dust. Do you understand, Sam? Actions have consequences. Your actions especially.
It just...
No,
you
silence.
seemed-
There's no
you
excuse
seemed like
for...
you were having a hard time remembering, and so it just seemed like a logical thing to do.
I will remember in time. I understand your reasoning. It was meant to be a kind act, yes, but it was foolish, and you must promise me to be more careful in the future. Especially since, well, from what I can understand, you are a big reason why the future I am from is so dark.
Sam, Sam almost wants to say something and sort of like a counter thing, but he like doesn't. He's like, no, probably not the right thing to do right now. It's not the right time to sort of combat that. And so I guess because last time I got like my potential up, and then I got like one additional thing. The thing we got was like the ghost cat, and so would now be and so would that be like a bad thing to introduce at this point, and just have it be kind of like something that like I can use to sort of like see if that helps comforts him or distresses him further? I guess I don't need to because I have other cats around, so I could just hand him like, bring other cats around and hope.
No, that's such a good idea.
Yeah.
Yes, let's introduce Scout. Yes. Yeah, no, I feel like Scout followed home after the R.E.E.F incident, and it, like he intends. He doesn't intend on leaving like at all.
Yeah,
So.
I feel like it either shows up when it wants to itself, or it's just always just like constantly like around and like never leaves Sam like alone kind of thing. And so if he has a mind of his own, should we like roll to see like if he does come around or not? And so that way it's
roll
a
for
bit
that.
more like fair. So that way like if we then go,
yeah.
Oh, let's roll to see if he shows up or if he's there, and turns out like nope, and it's like
I like that a lot. That's fair. That's fair. Yeah, that's totally fair. So yeah.
Yeah.
Let's pick a stat then for your new move, which is come on, lucky.
I would,
for those who are interested in that. What stat are you thinking? Because I was thinking like freak, because it's a ghost cat, and that's
freak just because like I know that one is like potentially going to be the one that like I'm hoping to like have up and up, and like it is kind of a freaky thing because it's like you're bringing like this ghost around you. It's like that's not normal.
Yeah, perfect. yeah. So like now you get to summon Scout. So roll freak.
All right, 6. Yeah,
Yay!
6 around as long as
It's
needed.
Scout time.
So yeah, this little ghost cat just pops out of the ether, I guess.
Hey.
And like comes to your aid. It's rubbing up against Mus'Jio's feet and like rolling around and being cute. You're not like entirely sure where he came from.
Yeah, just showed up.
Yeah, but now you get some sweet bonuses on your rolls. Scout sort of like flops on his back and is now expecting belly rubs.
I'm like, I either pet the invisible cats and confuse Mus'Jio even further. I think I am going to try and like comfort Mus'Jio, calm Mus'Jio down a bit, and maybe put him back into like good graces kind of thing. And I think
that'd be a good idea.
And I think Scout helps in the sense that like even if like Mus'Jio can't see him, like again we can do that thing we talked about before, which is like you can sort of like. You don't see it, but you kind of feel like maybe it's a good thing.
I love that idea. No, I love that. Like, I'm good with anything y'all do. Y'all are just amazing, honestly.
Yeah.
But yeah, roll your mundane. Let's comfort the gentle giant, please. 9. Okay, so as Mus'Jio is just sort of hugging himself, looking to the side, clearly just not happy with you, but like trying to be polite because like it's in your home sort of thing. Scout like leaps up onto the boxes and then hops onto Mus'Jio's shoulder and starts like purring and being all cute and like rubbing on his mask and trying to distract him and like take his attention like all of like his burning anger like off of you for like a second. He feels like a strange comfort of cats
I-
from somewhere beyond.
I'm sorry. You know, I definitely crossed a line there. These powers are something that like I'm not entirely used to, and I most definitely should have asked. And I know this is like a hard thing for you. It's a weird thing for me. I don't really know what's going on, and I'm just really desperate to find answers for certain things. And it just seemed like, I guess I got carried away with the idea that like someone could help me figure all this out, and I'm sorry.
Sort of like, it is fine. Yes, everything is fine. There is nothing to fear. I was sent here for a reason, and I will do my best to ensure that this time you do not.
Die? I say back.
I am uncertain if that is true. All I know is that you were not around after a certain point. Sam, I will try to make sure no one dies this time, if that is the case. And then he kind of lumbers on back to the box to sit down again. Scout's like hitching a ride on his shoulder and like curls up in his lap like as soon as he's sitting down. Mus'Jio's just like, I shall try once again to remember you more clearly. Perhaps I am mistaken for trying to remember too much at once, perhaps? This time I shall focus on Samuel Curtis only. Alright, and he's going to roll for memories. Oh god damn it, Mus'Jio!
It's not great.
Ugh,
great.
ruined the moment. Yeah, not great. Mus'Jio sort of gets into like a meditative position with his hands on his knees, like his legs are crossed, and the green dots in the mask disappear as he like closes his eyes. It's like eerie quiet for like a minute, and then like he starts to actually levitate in place for a bit. You realize like, yeah, he's got some form of telekinesis and has basically started floating a few inches off the crate. And Scout probably hops off at that point like, oh heck no!
I jump
Then
back
like,
a little bit.
as soon as he entered that state, he like lurches back to life with like a gasp. Like he saw something, pretty much, almost like a vision maybe, and he just shakes his head, blinking, trying to come back, and like he's realizing he's like scared you, and he's like, apologies, it is painful to.
It's okay. I
remember
understand. It's
sometimes.
just, you know, just if anything does come to you, just, you know, some other time.
Most certainly. I trust you, Sam.
Thank you.
In another time, I believe I had failed you. Simply because, you were not around. You were not there. I did not know how to protect you because I believe that Tarquin may be the reason you... let's not dwell on that. I shall work hard to ensure that does not happen again. You can trust me so much as I can trust you, yes?
Yeah. Sam seems a little worried. He's like, wait, what? Well, you know, thank you for that much at least. And again, like if you do, I don't know. If you do come up with more, let me know. And I don't know. If I Pierce Mask, would I have to do that again to ask the question of like, you know, what do we do now? Like, what's the next step to sort of like prevent the Turkwing? Or could I just like ask that outright?
That sounds like what do you want me to do from the list of Pierce the Mask questions?
Yeah.
So
That would be Pierce
if you want to
the
roll another
Mask?
mundane, that'd be good. And that'll be like the last roll Scout can help you out with for now.
And then
So,
Scout will
yeah.
like disappear. Yeah, I keep getting 8s or 4s. It's just the last question I have for you before I'll let you, you know, leave. What exactly needs to be done next to keep the Turkwing in check? Do you know that at all? Like, where do we go from here?
Where do we go from here? Mus'Jio seems like distant, like not lost, just like maybe lost in thought. The Tarquin From my limited understanding, absorbs life, absorbs power. I am certain you know of this power and have used it before, yes? I believe that is the most dangerous part of the Tarquin. The part that can cause the most damage if you are not careful. I think it would be wise to choose to withhold those powers specifically, or if you must use them, to do it sparingly.
Now, question to the DM.
Yes?
Because like this is about to end. If I were to give the Mus'Jio a cat, would that qualify as making a sacrifice to absolve my guilt? So I
Oh
would
my
have
god.
like I would get rid of my condition.
I don't think you can take a cat because he's currently like homeless.
Darn. Okay, that's fine.
Sorry.
Good.
But you can find other ways to absolve that
Yeah.
guilt, I'm sure, in like another
Yeah.
scene. Because
Good.
now
Good,
it's
good.
time.
All right. Good.
Oh, it's time for Connor. It's Connor scene time. So we're back in good old classroom F. Miss Hoshia has given you a worksheet in hopes that you'll actually do it. And also mostly to avoid talking to you people. There's probably some like chatter amongst the classroom, but yeah, Connor, you hear the intercom above you go like to life, and you hear
Connor Nelson to the principal's office, please. Connor Nelson to the principal's office, please.
and then
Lucky.
Great. Just what I need right now. Okay. I guess I'll.
everyone in class turns and stares at you. Lucid, you see Lucid like on the way out, like wanting so badly to bully you and berate you and ooh and ah at the fact that you're going to like the principal's office, but they don't have a mouth, so they're just like pointing at you and making faces with only their eyes and looking like a fool, but not speaking. And you probably literally don't care. at
Yeah,
all.
because I'm already out the door.
So Connor, you open the door to the principal's office, and you're met with, well, half of it being like the void. It's like y'all are on floating islands held together by giant sticky webs. The principal, Miss Virtue,
Your
seems
work,
to
it's
be
okay.
talking to what looks like to be a news reporter. Virtue tilts her head and smiles and is just like,
Ah, Connor Nelson. I apologize for taking you away from your studies, but the Halcyon Bay News Center is here and would like to ask you a couple of questions if you don't mind answering.
What's going on? Do you have juice by any chance?
Juice? Oh, I don't have a need for those things. I apologize. I only drink blood.
Okay. I guess that's cool.
I am cool. Thank you, Connor. You are also cool.
she goes back to her desk, and the lady in front of you whips out her notebook from her pocket and starts turning the pages like, ah yes, so, Connor Nelson. You are Frederick Nelson's son, yes? He is associated with Brute? You are the boy wonder who survives all the illnesses due to his studies.
Can you give me some juice or something first? I don't feel so well.
Oh, Connor.
Yeah,
Are
like
you not well?
apple juice, something with sugar.
If juice is what you require, I shall send the spiderlings to fetch some for you.
And, yeah. Sure enough, here comes a heckin' juice box scuttling across the floor from the direction of the cafeteria. Oh my god. So yeah, a swarm of spiders brings you juice. The lady, like, goes on, like, definitely visibly upset at the spiders. But is, like, doing her goddamn best,
Thanks.
like...
I guess.
So, Connor, what exactly was the cure Root found for your specific illness? That first one, that is.
I don't know.
Oh, that's quite alright. She, like, fucking stops and dead in her tracks, and when she realizes you're, like, somehow drinking that juice.
You see,
Connor,
my mask.
how are you
can
drinking
see
that
right
with
in the
the,
center has a little
with a mask?
bit of a hole through it, so I was able to insert the straw
Oh, that is clever.
through it. And,
Do you always wear the mask?
only when I'm around people, especially if it's possibly contagious.
Tragic. Just tragic. So tell me then. They call your case a miracle. Roots somehow cured this illness you had. Your father was involved, yes?
You call it a miracle drug, but I call it a literal curse. This experimental drug, he was desperate to save my life. That he uses it to save me, which here I am, but I am now cursed to have all these symptoms and diseases on a regular
She was like
basis.
so invested in her interview. Like she didn't realize how close she was, and she's now taking a few steps back. Oh dear me, I'm sorry.
What? Why are you stepping back?
What exactly is your symptom or illness today?
Hypoglycemia, otherwise low blood sugar.
Oh my goodness, Connor? Principal Virtue! Yeah, she starts to panic, to which Virtue just sort of calmly scuttles over with her 8 spider legs and is like,
Oh, how unfortunate. I shall take him to Dr. Maxwell, our school nurse, immediately. I'm sorry, but I do not think Connor will continue answering your questions. Have a good day.
and she lifts you up into her arms, she carries you out, and away from the menacing questions of the dang news reporter, and into the safety of the nurse's office. Although, to you, you're probably so fucking sick of this place. No pun intended. You're probably like, oh god, not here again. 'Cause you've probably been here a few times, even though it's like only been a week of school. So, yeah, you sort of come to life again, staring up at the ceiling, stupid, dumb ceiling tiles with like all the dots and indentations. You've probably literally spent all your time counting because you've been in here so damn much. Principal Virtue is just like,
Aha! See? The spiderlings would not lie. It was apple juice after all.
thank God! Connor, are you alright?
It's okay. It's just normal. It's just a symptom of having this low blood sugar.
I know. I just,
That's all.
it's like you never know what you're gonna get each day, and some days it could be really serious, and sometimes not. And I'm just fresh out of school for this stuff. This is like my first week on the job. There's no books on superpowered illnesses, and it's also new to me, and I can't help but to worry. And
You shouldn't worry about me, aside from maybe a massive cut or a broken bone or something. I'm just always sick, and I just wish I was more like, you guys back when I was so well and normal, but I have to deal with this every day, because I was trying to pull a wish I could be move,
ooh, yes, Connor.
which is like I was envying them about how they're always well and I'm not, or something.
Why don't you go ahead and roll that for me? We're getting
Alright.
to special moves
Go ahead and
already.
give it a
Look
try.
at us. Okay. Roll wish I could be.
Big hit.
Nice! Big hit! Yeah! So yeah, on a hit, wish I could be, you basically succeed in a comfort or support roll. So Maxwell's gonna unmark insecure, because he's totally had that marked since day 1 at this school. So he's like, no, Connor, no. I don't think your illnesses are bad or scary or anything like that. I'm just more worried about my skills and capabilities. I promise I don't mind helping you. It's my job. It's my dream to help people in Halcyon. Your illnesses, they don't have to be all bad, you know. You can use them for good. I know you can. And I'll do my best to make sure you're well enough to show everyone that. And hey, who knows? Maybe one day you'll be cured and for good, and maybe I can help with that too.
The thing Thank you. I appreciate it. I hope one day this will stop as well.
I don't ever really think I introduced myself. I'm Max. Or if you want to be formal, Dr. Maxwell.
Hi, Max. I'm Connor.
Connor, yeah, of course. Yeah, I remember. Of course. We met a few times this week already. And it's nice to actually finally, legit meet you. And get to know you, I guess.
Mr. Nelson, if you are well, I am glad. But I have other duties to attend to, and I must be going. You are in good hands, I can assure you.
Yes, Miss Virtue. And Max, stands up tall and, nods, and he gets the clipboard off of, this dresser thing, and is like, here, I know this is probably a bad time, but I need you to fill this form out for your teacher to accept you from any work today.
You see Connor reach for the pencil, and he's shaking because he has low blood sugar, so his hand's shaking as he barely writes his name on it.
Thanks. I'll let Miss Mus'Jio know what happened, and
There we go.
You're free to rest here as long as you need today. With that, your phone starts going off. It's your mom. She was probably alerted that something happened while you were out.
Connor! What happened, baby?
I fainted due to my symptom today.
You fainted? What? What do you have today?
Hypoglycemia.
A hyper what? Connor! And you went to school anyways. I told you not to go if you weren't well enough.
I deal with this every day, Mom. I still need some sort of education.
Education can wait. Do you need me to come get you, baby?
No, I'm good.
Okay. Only if you're sure.
Promise.
But you better call me if anything.
We've dealt with this since I was 5.
It doesn't matter how old you are. I'm still your mother, and I worry.
I get that.
You better take it easy, Connor. I'm serious.
I had.
Low blood sugar is not a joke. Hey, get that nurse to get you some fruit, or if you can.
Okay, Mom. Nurse, get me some apple juice.
Maxwell, perks up
or
confidently and is
soda,
like, yeah.
something with
Juice is on the way.
But just to let you know, because of who I am, it might not really do anything, but I'll give it a try anyway.
Good, so long as you try. You never know if not, right?
Right.
Okay, baby. You call me if you need anything else. I need to go.
I will, Mom. I love you.
I love you, sweetie.
Love you too.
And she hangs up. The nurse is coming back with the juice, and he's sort of like, your mom seems pretty worried about you.
She known me my whole life. She just doesn't get it.
Yeah, that's mom's for you. He hands you the juice.
Do you have a straw, or do I have to take off the mask?
Oh, I don't have plastic straws. They're bad for the bay. Sorry. Yeah. I'll just step outside here, then.
Okay.
And yeah, Connor, you get to kind of chill out here for the rest of the school day. Probably making friends with Max along the way. Oh, wholesome hours. Sylvia,
Okay.
Are you ready to die? And by that I mean, oof, you got some bad grades. Your dads are definitely not gonna find out about, right?
Is it like one of those things where you get a grade and you have to show your parents, and she's like,
Yeah,
no.
yeah, exactly. So you arrive at home after a grueling day of boring worksheets at Brightside. And you hear Dad sitting at the island, in the kitchen, kitchen living room-ish area, and they're talking.
I was gonna say, I think I'm gonna try and not be noticed. I'm like, I think I can forge a signature.
Oh my god, perfect. Okay, bet, that's awesome.
Yeah, I'm gonna do my best to pretend that this piece of paper does not exist.
So yeah, Bill and Dads are sort of chatting it up before they hear the door open, and Zane gets up and peeks around the corner, sort of calling out, "Hey, There better not be no boogie monsters breaking and entering unless it's our boogie monster.
Yo, what's up?
Welcome on, baby G. Zane gives you a big ol' smile and a wave. But then he just, like, sternly turns back to Aiden and continues going off about, like, whatever the heck they were going off about before. Like, yeah, anyways, you're wrong. And Aiden groans. He thought you coming home would have ended the bickering, but no, he continues.
At this point,
The
I'm
only
used to it,
reason
so I'm
we
gonna
didn't
like
win
kind
that
of
time.
walk around to the back. I'm gonna open the freezer. I'm gonna like reach into the freezer and grab like a little pan of bagel buddies.
Bagel buddies!
And I'm
Yes!
going
Oh my
to,
god,
like,
that's amazing!
I'll just get it on a tray and then I'll get it on a tray and then go to the oven and like preheat the oven.
Yeah. Aiden waves his hand. He's like still engaged in the bickering. Like, the past is in the past. We lost. Who cares? I care! That made Shrieky Nightmare look bad, not you! Oh, that's why it's all, who cares, huh?
After I kind of prep my food, I'm like gonna come over to the counter and do the thing where like I plop my elbows down, cross my fingers, and like put my chin on my hands, and I'm just kind of like watching and listening.
Aiden diverts the topic to you! Yay! He's like, so what's it like on the other side? The bright one, I mean.
I mean, it was dull. I mean, it's a school for heroes, so they're a bunch of goody two-shoes, and we gotta do things by the book. It was dull, boring,
Aiden scratches
stupid.
the back of his head and sort of like sideways glances at his husband. Yeah, sounds familiar.
They're just like, yeah, we
Zane is just like, hey, listen, don't compare me to those heroes. They're just a bunch of saps who only do good for the sake of good, and that ain't me. Aiden's like, but you are dull and boring. Zane just ignores him at this point and turns to you all smiley, like, so did you learn anything new recently?
I mean, it taught me that heroes are a bunch of wimps who don't know when to take a joke and can't handle property damage.
Aiden scoots forward, interested in that last bit. Property damage? Zane lights up and, like, excitedly, like, almost jumps up and does, like, a fist in the air, yes, like a yes sort of thing, and is like, baby's first property damage! Oh, it was you, right? You did that?
Fair, it was a group effort. It wasn't just me. Although, it was pretty fun. I mean, it was kind of cool how that robot just totally, like, fried.
Of course. That's my girl!
Yeah.
Oh, bots. They have those damn security bots? Zane chimes in like, we had those at Arch Academy! Oh, what was it number? What, did it have a number? What was its number?
God, I mean, I didn't get any numbers, but I mean, the thing had to have been like from like 3 decades ago. So like, even if it wasn't just like the regular value of a robot, I mean, just the aesthetic and like antique value alone on that old thing like had to have been a lot.
They both go a little blank at that, like, ouch! Aiden scoffs a bit and is like, sheesh, we're antiques now? Damn. Can't imagine what we'll be when she turns 20. Vintage, Zane says, and you can just imagine, like, the sparkle, like, floating around him as he, like, sells it. Aiden's just like, vintage is less years than antiques are. Anyways, Sylvia. He, like, the tone shifts and he faces you now. I know this school seems like a joke, but I meant it, what I said when you started there. Please give it a chance. A real chance, if you can. Just for the hell of it, so you can see both sides. And yeah, at this point, you've probably noticed this long before the conversation even started, but like, Aiden isn't looking too well. He just looks so tired. He's like always kind of been that way, but especially now, he seems like even more disheveled and jaded, like even more than like the usual.
I'll take a moment and then like I'm preparing like a quip, and I just notice how he just looks dead to like life, and I'll just kind of be like, okay, Dad, I'll try, I guess.
Nah, this is Sylvia we're talking about. She'll be the star student in no time.
I mean, the teachers already hate me.
Zane dramatically acts like he's gonna like fall over and like gasps and like just loudly and dramatically like, what? My baby girl, what? What'd you do to him? Did you give him hell already? Oh man, if you need pointers, we need to practice or something after you settle. Oh, I'll help you.
I'll do that, and then I've got like some hero assignment stuff to look at. Like it's, blech. But I mean, school is school. Whoop-de-doo.
It's important. I really can't stress enough just how important it is. Hero school or not, it's still your education. Do you need help studying? I was never really good at writing, but I am a whiz at math and science.
I mean, guys, you've been busy all day, and clearly today was kind of sucky. Besides, if I don't learn how to do this myself, how am I gonna ever learn to do anything?
Zane just beams at you with like the proudest look of like, oh my god, my baby, oh, there we go, like sort of thing. That's my girl. Don't need nobody tough as nails all on her own. But if you do need help, we're here. We're a family, you know. We don't have to do anything alone.
Like a philosophical, like, wondering. It's more like one of those things where it's like, you need to sit and contemplate, like, how heroes have affected society and how they have... And, like, I kind of paused for a second, like, like, what do heroes do? And how, like, villainy tends to, like, actually cause harm and doesn't do any good, and how it's selfish and blah 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 blah. So it's like one of those things where I have to like sit and think about it, and then like I gotta like write it down, and then we're gonna go into class, and then I'm gonna have to like stand up in front of everybody and give a whole spiel about how heroism is good.
I think like at the same time they both speak, and Zane says something along the line of like, I used to love that, and Aiden's like, God, I hated doing that, and they're just so opposite. At this point, Zane like puts his arms on the counter and folds his hands as if he's gonna like start scheming with you, and he's like, Sylvia, listen. I know all this hero stuff's kind of bullshit, but you have to think about it this way. By learning at a hero school, you're learning how heroes work, how they function. You're basically infiltrating their codebook of life. So you're learning how you can beat them. It takes one to know one sort of thing. There's a reason we wanted you to go to Brightside, at least for a year. Just so you can learn what it's like. And, you know, beat them at their own game.
Listening to him, and as he keeps talking, like I get like this whole like dawn on my face, like, yeah, they don't know what they're doing. They're giving me ammunition. They're like, come on, guys. Why are you giving me your playbook? I mean, it's gonna be easy at that point. Yeah. Okay. So in order to not draw attention to the fact that like I'm stealing their moves, like, so does that mean I have to be like a star student or something? Like, does that mean I'm gonna have to like try?
Aiden just immediately is like, you don't have to be the star, but you certainly aren't allowed to fail, Missy. Zane Jutsun. Just blend in and act natural. They won't know what hit them.
Yeah, I'll play their game. I'll use their system, but then I'll show how their system is stupid by tearing it to the ground.
Yeah! Zane's cheering. Yeah! Yeah! Just cheering you on, like,
okay, and I'm gonna like get my food, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go to my room, and I'm gonna like do that whole like meditation business, and I'm gonna think about heroes stuff, and I'm probably gonna be in there like all night because it's gonna be a really long process. So I'm probably just gonna work, and then eventually, like toward the end, I'm just gonna like pass out. So in order to not interrupt the process, I probably need to just be like alone in the zone, getting into like a hero's head,
whatever you need. Yeah, you got this. But Aiden is so stressed out by that, but he's being respectful and sighs and is like, okay, let us know if you need anything then. Don't get too lost in the hero mindset, alright?
It's funny because as a player, I'm sitting here being like, oh, I know exactly what they're doing, but Sylvia's just like, yeah!
Yeah, oh my god, it was such a fun interaction. Alright, let me roll some comforter support from one of the dads to see if we can like help you relieve some conditions while we're at it. Hey, nice. So what you want to clear?
I think
you
I'm
got a
gonna go
good
ahead and
roll.
I'm gonna remove insecure.
Good. So you head on into your room.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think what I would like to do is I'd like to stay in my room and pretend to be doing the whole meditation thing. And then at some point, I'm gonna like get in bed and kind of try to pretend to sleep. And then I'm gonna wait till it's like really late at night and I'm fairly certain they're either out of the house or asleep. And then I'm gonna try and sneak to the library. And I think I'm gonna try and look through some of their books and their stuff to find handwriting so I can forge their signatures.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So that's what I think that's what I'm gonna start doing.
So yeah, you're laying in bed, and eventually you hear like the TV in the living room shut down, and they head upstairs to bed. Lights out, everything's quiet. What do you do?
Get up and then how dark is it typically in the house? I would assume that like it's never completely dark, that there are like little night lights.
Oh yeah, no, I'm
and
sure
stuff
they have
around.
like y'all got nightlights. It's not like freakishly dark,
Okay.
despite them being villains.
Yeah, no, I don't like freakishly dark. I think I look around to like make sure that like they're not there, and when I don't hear or see anything, I'm gonna kind of like sneak down to the library.
Okay,
Like,
you enter. It's unlocked. You like don't usually are allowed in there or anything, but it's not like it's locked or anything.
for the most part, am I like pretty familiar with what's in here? Just because I'm assuming I've
Oh yeah, totally.
obviously grown up and lived in this house, I know for the most part what's in here.
You know that like Aiden spends more time in this room than Zane, and they've got like all these maps and trophies and weird collections of like weird things they had from like their villains' adventures in the past.
All right, so yeah, I think I'm gonna like go up to like a bookshelf and I'm gonna try and see if I can find something he's written or has like written in, so I can find his signature.
Yeah. Roll to assess the situation.
Okay.
Oh, Sylvia!
I'm a delinquent!
Damn. Okay. So yeah, you.
Like, I know they're not here, but at the same time, I think there's still that part of me that's like, if I get caught, this is gonna be really hard to explain. So it's like, what would be here that I could use to my advantage, and then what can I do to get to just basically get what I need and go?
Right.
Because at this point, I'm not concerned about secrets. I'm just concerned about getting what I need and getting out.
No, that's fair. Yeah. So yeah, on the desk, like where the computer is on like the desk, there's a few bills and files that were recently like signed. You can probably guess that's where you're gonna find everything you need for the mission.
Okay, I think what I'm gonna do is like I'm gonna see it, and then I'm gonna kind of like set my paper on the table, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a shadow, and I'm gonna pull up a shadow hand and grab his pen with the shadow hand. No DNA evidence, no fingerprints.
Damn, that's so smart.
And then I'm going to then look at the signature and look at the paper, and I'm going to use the shadow to sign the signature onto the paper. And then when I'm done, I'm going to use the shadow hand to put the pen right back where it was.
Yeah, sounds like a plan. You ain't messing around with these bad grades.
Sylvia didn't come to play.
So go ahead and roll. Let's do a freak roll. Okay. Yeah, that's a hit.
That's me.
Would you like unstable or temporary, or would you like a condition?
I think I'd like to see how it's unstable or temporary, just because there's a part of me that's like, I just got rid of a condition, I don't want another one. But I think it'd be interesting just because I'm under duress and I'm kind of like trying to do this, and I know if I get caught, I'm gonna get in trouble, and I'm doing this, and so I'm...
Gotcha. Yeah. Ooh, I have an idea. Okay, I have an idea. Okay. Hold on.
Okay.
So what ends up happening is that sometimes your shadows can get a bit like wonky, kind of like a mind of their own sort of thing. And yeah, you sign the bad grades away. No problem. That's not where the issue arises. But it's like putting the pen back down is for what you struggle with for whatever reason. The hand just starts like thrashing around and banging and hitting the keyboard a bunch.
I think at first, like, I'm panicking, like, trying to be like,
yeah, no, it changes something.
So I'm like trying to stop it, and then something changes, and I kind of turn and look like, what? With the way the shadow powers work, is it a thing where I have to like concentrate, and then if I'm focused on something else, I lose concentration, and then that shadow just kind of goes pff, and vanishes? How does that work?
That is up to you, honestly.
Yeah, because I'm trying to, it's not like a shadow just kind of doing something random. Like, I'm trying to make it do a very specific thing. And so I think then if I get focused on something else, either the shadow does what it just did and goes wah, or the shadow just goes and it's just gone.
I like that. No, that's fair. Yeah. On the screen that just sort of like sprung to life after the hand went crazy, went stupid. You see something strange. It looks like whatever tab Aiden had opened last. It's this old newspaper article. It's like a photocopy of a newspaper, but like something's weird about it. It's all messed up and blurry at random parts. You can read the title in big, bold letters. Promise broken. It seems like it could be something about Shrieking Nightmare, but you like aren't very certain, and like neither is the report.
So it's like a picture of a news like paper that's all messed up, or is it like a picture of like a website article?
Yeah, it's either just blurry looking or is like physically torn in the picture.
Okay. And this was just like a window like on the internet that was just like a tab?
Yeah, it was an internet tab, yeah.
Okay. So it's a picture of a newspaper with the title Promise Broken, and it seems like they're talking about Shrieking Nightmare, but a lot of stuff is obscured.
Yep, exactly, that's it. And it's like, only you would really be able to tell it's your dad's, because like, they're your dads.
I just know
to,
the
like,
signs.
anyone else, it would be like really difficult. Yeah.
I was gonna say, I'm like, I should know all the signs to what Shrieking Nightmare is.
God, I hope so. But yeah, the article is going on and on and on about a hero named Promise who died that day. But like the descriptions are just like super lacking.
I think I kind of look at it and I'm like looking at the article and I'm like kind of like, you're so stupid. Bunch of idiots. They're just dumb. Does there seem to be like anything like interesting in what I can see in the article, or is it just like villains do bad thing and I'm like, haha, you're dumb?
No, there's one detail that sticks out to you that is just very odd. It appears that this incident happened on your birthday.
Did they crime on my birthday? Like, that's kind of cool.
Yeah. So your dads might have done some big scheme on your birthday, and that is such a weird and strange coincidence to dawn on you.
They did something crazy on my birthday. I mean, they always did crazy stuff, but that's kind of neat. And like you said, the picture for the article, it looks like an amateur thing where it's like a picture that was like quickly taken, but it's like blurry and sloppy and
yeah, the photo sucks. It's like they probably shouldn't have even had one at all at that point.
I mean, it sounds about right. So yeah, I think I'm gonna kind of look it over and be like, weird, but kind of cool. I mean, I'll have to talk to him. I'll ask him. I'll be like, what'd you get up to on my birthday? That's kind of neat. Oh, and so I think I have the thought of like, was the I'm trying to think of like when it was flashing around. Was it a thing like with the computer before this window popped up? Was it like the internet window was like minimized and it was forced to come up? Like, what was the computer at before this article came up?
It was probably minimized before, and it was like probably like a screensaver, family photos or something.
Okay, so it's like a thing where if I leave it alone, it'll eventually go back to sleep, and I don't have to touch anything. Okay, yeah, I think with that I'm going to kind of be like, okay, when the pen was like being flailed around, did it just kind of knock things around, or did it like make a mess?
Not really, no. It's just flung a ways away. It's like not crazy messed up or anything. Like, you're good.
Well, I don't know what more I can do, because it's like if I start touching things, I'll be linked to the scene of the crime. So at this point, I'm going to kind of take what I have as a win. I'm going to take my paper and I'm going to like go back out the way I came, sneak back across the hall to my room, slip the paper into like my bag of stuff for tomorrow. And then I'm going to kind of climb into bed and I'm going to grab one of my 7 plushies that are kind of lined along the wall of my bed. And I'm just going to kind of grab one of them and I'm going to kind of like lay on my back and like hold the plushie like at arm's length above me. And I'm going to be like, Jubal, what do you think they did on my birthday? I mean, maybe they robbed the bank. Maybe like they were like guards of something, but like they took the place of the guards and they were able to like pull off something crazy, you know? And it was like, oh no, they said they were going to be good people, but then they tricked us and they were actually bad people. Like, that would have been a crazy, like, ploy. Like, that would have been really cool. Like, if they were just pretending to be the good guys, but I was like, they were bad. Like, I mean, I know you don't know that much about that, but it would have been really cool. Like, you know? And the fact that they did it on my birthday, it was like they were honoring me in a way. Like, when that happened, like, maybe they did it for me. That'd be so cool. Like, what if they were out pulling off this crime and they were like, we're just gonna do this, and it's gonna be like for Sylvia, like she'll look back and she'll be like, yeah, they did this thing, like in honor of me. It's like, it's so cool. And I'm gonna kind of yawn and I'm gonna kind of pull Stubble up close and kind of cuddle him and be like, oh, okay, Stubble. Have a horrible night's sleep with all the nightmares and all the spooks, and I'll see you in the morning when I'm gonna fall asleep.
Awesome! Ah! Okay.
You're
That's where we will end that scene.
Huh. You know, I feel like I should remember what happened next episode, but everything's foggy for some reason. Was my symptom dementia?
Were you guys with Sam at the warehouse?
Oh, no. Nope, no way. That doesn't sound familiar at all. Tune in next time, though. It'll be another fun day at Brightside. Just like all the rest.